You live with your parents and food spawns in front of you and shit just happens around you, but you don't really understand it, right? So you have this like really idealistic perspective.
I love that food spawns in front of you.
You just expect it, you come home, come home from school and like the food pops up. So like, I guess.
Hey guys, and welcome to Drinks on Me, the talk show where we raise a glass, dive deep, and uncover stories about the hospitality world. And today, I've got a special guest on, Denis Arbatov.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, Denis.
Thanks for having me.
Denis is one half of the Applehead Deli in Mentone, which is a cafe and toasty shop on the Nepean Highway. So when you go out on a night out, are you drinking wine? What are you drinking? Are you drinking beer?
I don't know. It's like, it's sort of like contextual. So do you know when you feel like listening to a certain genre, like you're in a hip hop mood, or like if you're in like a house mood or like in soul mood, like it just depends on the night, depends who I'm with, depends how fucked up I want to get, and like I don't know, it really depends. But like I'd say my favorite drink is probably wine, just because it's so eclectic. Like you can get something like that's 6 or 7%. Like a real picnic wine, or you can get one that you can cozy up with, and like, yeah, that's probably my favorite. But like, I don't know, just like music, I don't really discriminate. Yeah, time and place, really.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, I mean, I've heard you're into your red wines. I'm just getting into the natural wines at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got a really nice range of natural wines coming out of the bar soon, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I'm actually getting into that wine journey myself.
Yeah,
but today we're not drinking wine. We're not drinking beer. We're making a cocktail.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be making a toasted hazelnut espresso martini for Denis today. And so before we get into that, I want you to grab a drink, pause the video, grab a drink, get comfortable, and get ready for the show. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, I hope you have your drink in your hand. It's time to make the cocktail. So as before, I said we're going to be making a toasted hazelnut espresso martini.
Yum.
Let's get into it. We start with a shaker, guys. We start with a shaker, obviously just a metal tin, nothing special. First ingredient we're going to be using, vodka. We've got 2 shots of vodka.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice, mate. Bit of spillage.
Can you say it in a Russian accent?
What is a Russian? It's like nice.
Vodka.
Vodka.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So because we're making 2, actually, I'm just going to double the ingredients. So I've already put 60.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a little bit more in there
Nice.
for us too. Beautiful. Then it's going to be 30 mils of cold drip coffee, but because there's 2 of us, again, 60 mils. Next is our thickened cream. Now the reason why I decided to make this cocktail for Denis today was because obviously you own a coffee shop, right? And I also wanted to pay homage and respect to where you were born, in Ukraine. Ukraine is a mass production warehouse for hazelnuts, if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
So they mass produce them, and it's one of the biggest export trades for Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I decided to incorporate that just a little bit, and obviously the flavors of the hazelnut will be reminiscent of some of the foods that your parents probably make you, and some of the desserts that you've been made for before.
Lots of savory fruits and hazelnut. So yeah, we can talk about that a bit later. But yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, we've got the cream now. We're gonna put 60 of the cream. Oh, that's fucking thick, man.
That's drippy.
That is dripping. That is dripping. Get that cream out of the shaker. All right, cool. All right, and then so we've done that with hazel. It's maple syrup time. I want stuff open. Do you want to give that a shot?
Try.
You want to give that a shot? I'm gonna get the glasses out whilst you do so.
If I do get it open, it's because you loosened it up.
Right.
Fuck, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Gee whiz.
Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was emasculating. Honestly.
That was emasculating for me.
No. Honestly, you loosened it up, man.
Good. Thank you, mate. All right, so we're going to put 7.5 mils for each cocktail, so it's going to be 15 mils in total of maple syrup for the sweetness.
How good's maple syrup?
Oh, it's top notch.
Yeah, it's so good.
I mean, this is just home brand maple syrup.
It's so fucking
I
don't think I've had enough to know the difference yet, but like,
Legit. So just confirming before we shake, vodka, coffee, Kahlua. We got Kahlua. We're gonna do 30 mils of Kahlua in each cocktail. So again, 60. Beautiful, mate. So I'm gonna slam this cocktail lid on, and whilst you shake, I'm gonna be rimming the glass. It sounds fucking weird.
It does, but that's alright. We are weird, Tom. Right.
Shake it how you please, mate.
Alright.
Go hard. Shake it hard.
So, I will.
Do you know how to shake?
I sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I think I've seen it. I don't think I've done it professionally, like I said, but like, is it over the shoulders?
It can be over the shoulders. They recommend that you keep it inwards just to reduce strain on your shoulders. Because if you're doing it up here, you can really,
that makes sense.
You can hurt it. So really just like a shake or just a straight shake.
Yeah.
You want to have a hand on there and there so it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah.
However you want to do it, man. Alright. So I've got the macadamia on the rim. Looking good. Beautiful. Alright. I'll take that back off you now. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I need you behind the bar. Alright, now it's time to add some ice to chill it. The reason why we dry shaked it before without ice was to get the foam going. We really wanted the foam to prevail through this cocktail. I like a really foamy espresso martini. I like to call them cappuccino martinis. That's what people love. They like hearing that. So now we shake it with some ice. All right. Open it up. You know how to smell it. It smells like it just smells fucking creamy.
It smells really good. Yeah.
It's going to be a good cocktail. Now, we're going to take turns with this. You're going to watch me, and then I'm going to get you to do it.
Yeah.
So basically, we put the Hawthorne strainer on top of the cocktail to get the big clumps of ice out.
Yeah.
And the fine strainer.
Yeah.
Pour it out there and tap the sides.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to let you do it, mate.
Yeah. What's around the...
So that's the macadamia.
Yeah, that's right.
No, not the
Hazelnut.
The hazelnut, hazelnut. I said fucking macadamia before.
No, it's...
But, hazelnut. The hazelnut.
I didn't even notice. So,
so what you do is you hold that with a finger, if you want, or a thumb, whatever.
I'm going to botch this, but that's okay.
Botch it, man. Spill it all over the place.
Alright.
There we are. Look at that. Lift it up, give it a tap. You can tap it along the side of the shaker if you want.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what you do.
And that's it. So now we can stuff that in here. Yeah. Put this away. Perfect. And then last but not least, to finish the cocktail, we've got the cinnamon. So I want to put some cinnamon on top, just because I fucking love cinnamon. And I think it goes really well with coffee. I'm just gonna wipe it down real quick.
Cinnamon sugar, like give me a fucking fresh churro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh.
And that's sort of like the same. It's like, it's sweet and it's the same concept, I guess.
I should have done cinnamon sugar, man. I mean that's a great idea.
You get the sweetness from here, so it sort of makes,
It does, yeah. I mean, it could have been a bit of overkill. I'm just gonna put a bit of that, spray a bit of that on top. Nice. And there we go, guys. We've got our hazelnut espresso martini, guys.
Looks delicious.
Let's have a sip.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
No worries, man. Oh. The vodka comes through. You can definitely taste the vodka in it. Yeah. But man, that coffee is top notch.
That's really good. I feel like you want the vodka. You want that heat, I guess. Especially, I don't know. Especially if something's a bit sweet, it like sort of balances it out, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard you've got a really good tongue for tasting, for flavors.
I don't know. Like, yeah,
I've been told.
It depends. Like, it depends on the context. Like, if I'm out and about, I don't want to like turn it into like a work thing. So I'll just drink. Like, I just have a drink.
Yeah.
But if I'm at a wine tasting, I will bring a pad and a pen, and I will do you know when you're thinking your eyes dart off? Like, so if you're like, I'll just zone out and really like take everything in.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Hey, there's a craft wine. It's a craft.
This is a craft. This is great, man.
Alright, so now that we've got our cocktail, we're going to be sitting down and talking the moment we've all been waiting for. Cheers again.
Cheers.
We'll see you over there, guys. Thank you. So, man, thanks for being here, and let's cheers. We'll start with a cheers.
Yeah.
Get a
Cheers,
sip
man.
into us.
Thank you.
No worries, man. So, how you been, bro? What's news?
Not much. Just chipping away at work. Enjoying it in the process. I'm a little bit boring now. Like we were looking through our camera reel pre-Applehead.
Yeah.
I think that like we spent a lot more time with friends, and I think our life was a little bit more spontaneous. But like, I think it's all worth it. And there's always so much to do, and
It's always the question, and it's always the answer for us. It's like, so what have you been up to? It's like, oh, we'll work.
Yeah, but it's like it sounds glum, but like it's very fun. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like if I looked at my life then versus now, it's like there's definitely one I'd pick over the other. But like, yeah, it becomes a little bit more one-dimensional. But as your business grows, you learn how to do other shit, and balance life out. And one day I'm gonna have kids, and I'm still gonna have Applehead. So then again, you just need to like get better at it.
It's making work feel like life.
Exactly.
Work is life, and it's not. I've got to find some way, or we've got to find some way to, instead of answering that question with work, it's just living. Like what can we say? It's like we're just living out here. We're having a good time. I'm working on the business. I guess you can say I'm working on the business and loving meeting all the new people at work and thinking about that stuff.
It's true. Yeah, I think I'm simplifying it a bit. There's a lot to condense in that question as well. Like, what have you been up to? It's like I think I'm always up to something. Like
totally. This morning I had a shower.
But like, it's a hard one. But like, nothing. Nothing too like out there at the moment. But I'm okay with it.
Steady.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, to start the conversation off, I also wanted to. I want to start by talking about a little bit of your upbringing.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that your parents are both in the hospitality game, and that you were kind of brought up around that scene.
Yeah.
So I want to know a bit of the dynamic and how that might have shaped your perception of the industry for good or for bad. You know.
I mean, I feel like because my dad has a restaurant and my mum had a cafe, and like I think I saw a lot of the bad side of hospitality. I saw what happened when like your business can you might have a really quiet year and your business loses a lot of money, and staff quit and staff breaks and you're really stressed out. So I think I got like a really like good idea of I think I got a good idea of like what I'm walking into, which is very lucky.
Yep. What it really requires to be in the industry.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's like it's stress. It's very stressful, and and I saw that in real time. Through my parents. So I think I got a really good they were a really good outlet to learn about it. We're very different people, so like naturally our businesses are run completely differently.
Yeah. Right.
But I think that they definitely gave me a lot of perspective and a lot of like knowledge. I don't know if I think I got it with that. I saw all the back end stuff without having to necessarily open up a business without I got a lot of information without having to pay for it.
Totally. Yeah, totally. And I mean, what'd you do?
I got told not to knock the fucking thing. I just knocked the thing.
Oh, what, this one?
Yeah, that one,
Good. So I mean, you talk about the good, and was there anything that kind of shaped it in maybe like a negative way, were you kind of like worried or like, I don't want to do this because the customers can be a pain in the ass, or I don't want to do this because it's a lot of work and a lot of hard work and I don't get to live my life.
I think so. I think that I think that we never thought we'd end up owning a hospitality business, because we saw it's very easy to get into a relationship. It's not easy to open up a hospitality business, but it's much easier to open up a venue than back out of one. Once you're in, you're in. And like, and the nature of business is like, you have a hunch. Like if we had like a guideline on how to make money through business, everyone would be opening up a business. But like, there's a degree of risk, and naturally like, you don't know what your life is going to turn into. And so like we saw how bad it can get. And I think a part of us loved hospitality, but like we were okay not, going to that next tier, becoming managers and like opening up venues. But like one thing led to another, and that's a story in itself.
Yep.
And yeah.
Well, our last guest, Steve, we touched on this subject, and he basically said that it was a gamble.
Yeah.
Effectively, it's always just a gamble.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I don't like looking at it really as a gamble. I like looking at it as an educated decision or an educated risk.
Yeah, I think everything you do is a gamble, right? Like, if you don't know, which is exciting. It actually makes it thrilling. And it's like a double-edged sword. It's scary, but it's a roller coaster. And it's like
taking that leap of faith is powerful and moving for your life. No matter where it takes you, it takes you. It's just you're on a forward motion. You're not moving back or looking back. You're moving forward on the line. It's good. And I mean, as you said you weren't really thinking that you'd open your own venue. I mean, so you met Liz. How'd you meet Liz?
Well, I met her at my dad's restaurant.
So she worked at your dad's.
No, she didn't work there. She was a customer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was a server, and I don't know. I think I had she's Armenian. I'm like Ukrainian, like Southern Ukrainian, and us Eastern Europeans, we're not like if there's a tattoo you're like any self-expression is like. Quelled at like a very young age. Like I'm pretty sure her mum cried when she got a tattoo. So I think she saw I had a tattoo and an earring. She's like, "Wow, like, why is this guy working in a Russian restaurant?" And like I saw she had one too. We thought we were cute, and then we went to Lucky Cock the next day. And
Together. Did you like get her number or something like over the table?
No, it was just like telekinetic. Like,
you just went to Lucky Cock with no.
We just like our minds sync. Nah, we like I got a number. I think we talked all night after the shift, and it was late. Like we finished the restaurant closed at 1.
Oh shit.
And then we met up the next day, and we've been together ever since. Like we had a few days apart, and then we got engaged at the same table. So we got engaged and we got married at Rasputin as well. So
at Rasputin? Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you obviously, Dennis and Liz are the two, that run Applehead effectively. And I mean, obviously the team is definitely a massive part, but you guys were kind of the ones that created the idea.
Yeah. So
how did you make that decision that it was going to be a long-term thing for you, the hospitality industry? Did you kind of go, well, fuck, I'm at this time in my life where I want to do something like it's, or did you kind of just go, this is what I want to do? Was it a need in your mind or was it a want?
That's a good question. Like, I think that it was like a bit of both. I think that we all want to, whether it's spiritually or like career-wise, we all want to get to that next point of it, the next step in our lives. And I think that do you have like a whole bunch, like how did it probably happened in a similar way to like how did you think of this? How did you take the next step? Like one day you're like you
got an idea
day to day. You have, and I had the idea on my phone. So Applehead was like I had it because at my mum's cafe, like the sandwiches did really well.
Yeah, okay.
And so I had the menu written out, and we had it conceptually, like in our heads, like it'd be a corner spot close to our area, and it'd be very community orientated, and it'd be New York inspired, and like I had the 4 menu items that we started with on my phone, and all the recipes written out, but like I thought it was just scribble, how we got to actually opening up the shop is a weird chain of events. But like I was on, what was the original question?
The original question was, how did you was it? No, that's all right.
Yeah.
No, it's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, was it a need or a want?
Yeah.
Ramble's good. This is where the conversation takes us.
No, it was like, it was both. It was me like trying to find a deeper meaning in my life, but it was me like I talked about like the negative aspects of hospitality, but there's a lot of I love it to my very core, and like I always thought it'd be incredible. I just decided at some point or another maybe we wouldn't do it, but like I think that like I always wanted to, and so like. Yeah, so...
Good, and how did it come about then, man?
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I've heard through the grapevine that you one day went onto Gumtree and you found the venue on Gumtree. I don't know if that's a common thing. I don't know if many people do it, but that's it. When I heard it, I was like, that's fucking cool. Like, went onto Gumtree, it's real, it's real. You want to do something and you look it up and all of a sudden it's there on eBay or Gumtree or whatever.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
Yeah, so I was at work. I worked for Axel, and I was driving coffee around, which is a great job, and it's a great company. And like, props to Axel.
Shout out Axel.
Yeah. So I was on break, and I was dicking around on my phone, and I went on the business classifieds, like, and sort of like just living out pipe dreams and seeing where it took me, and I just like we moved to Parkdale about 6 months. To this moment in time. And I looked it up by vicinity. So I was like, Parkdale, 2K radius, what's for sale? Just for like shits and giggles. I found an ad that was a 1.5 years old. And generally like that stuff sells, but like I said, like prior, like the agent will keep it on as a lead. So you call them and they'll be like, we don't have it available, but we have this place that's similar. And so I called them totally not expecting it to still be available, and it was. So that very same day...
That is nuts, man.
Liz worked at Moby, and Moby's in Armadale, so I drove from Hawthorne to Armadale, picked her up, drove down the Nepean Highway to go home, and I did a U-turn. She's like, why are we doing a U-turn? Where are you taking me? I'm like, I'm taking you to like check out a cafe. She's like, I'm tired, I don't want to check out a cafe, like, can you take me home? And I convinced her to go to the cafe. And like at this point, we knew where it was. They didn't have any photos of it, but I had a hunch, like it was well priced. And we stopped outside of the shop, and it was this gnarly yellow, like, color, and like it didn't look the part, but like I think that when we stepped out of the car, I could see her looking at the shop from like a distance. I could see the shimmer in her eye, and I'm like, this is that corner shop with like...
That's the dream.
That's the dream. And we could see that what it was like, that conversation, all the conversations we had, like the what ifs. Like I could see that she saw it in the shop, and like she's like, I think this is, if we're ever gonna do it, it's gonna be this place at this time. So
I mean, would you say that? Going back to and breaking down the reason why you actually got on your phone in the first place to look it up, was there like challenges in your life, or were you kind of going through a moment in your life where you just wanted to change? Or possibly that you wanted to take your venture to the next level, or?
I think it was a combination of things. Like, I think I just needed, I think that my career had, like there wasn't, I dropped out of uni, and like there was just a bit of a roadblock in my working life, and I think I was looking for a challenge. And I think also like I think why I did look in Parkdale and the radius is because we moved to the area, and there's a lot of people moving from the city to the city of Kingston. But there's not enough for like, we still are hedonists at heart, and we still want to go out to venues and yada yada. So like, we found that there wasn't enough. I really wanted to like enrich our local community, because we're a part of it now. So like, it was just a combination of factors. And like I said, like I had the menu written out, and like, I really love what I do. And like, it was just like, I think it was quite symbiotic. Like it wasn't one thing or the other, but like just that combination, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, and it's a question that a lot of people towards the start of their journey kind of are struck with, which is funding. Like I wouldn't know where to begin. And I mean, it's not easy to say that you can just save up enough to pay the rent for 6 months and enough to fit the place out and make it actually what you want it to be. So, what position, if you don't mind, without candidly, what position were you in to be able to do that? And how did you kind of work through any challenges or struggles with funding for it?
We knew that it was always going to be an issue because like we were on part-time hospitality wages.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's paying a lot more now than it did, 4 years ago. And so I think that if you don't have the money to show the bank, the bank wants to see that you can pay off this business loan. I think the next step would be asking a relative for a private. I think a private loan's like good because they're not gonna, if they, and only if you're in the privilege of having those resources available. So my grandma had a lot of faith in us. She saw how we worked in my mum's cafe.
Wow.
And she was also rooting for me. And so we borrowed money. We borrowed 100K off her. And we managed to we bought 2 domestic fridges. I think that I really stress when you do open up your first business, don't overspend.
Yep.
We started off with 2 domestic fridges that I got off Marketplace.
Just straight up Hisense fridges or whatever,
Straight up, because you just they need to work and they need to, and that's it. They need to be food safe, and they were fine. No one saw them. So the aspect of them being not professional enough was doesn't matter. So just don't overcapitalize because shit's expensive, and really just any way you can save money. I save money. I got my tiles for free.
You got your tiles?
Yeah, all my tiles are free. So when the Marketplace looked up free tiles, I got them. And
fucking market. You are a Marketplace genius, mate.
I might be.
You're gonna have to write a book or something about this for sure.
I'm not stingy, but if I can fucking
you're sounding pretty stingy, mate.
No. I'm not stingy. I don't mind spending money, but if I can save it, why the fuck not? Honestly.
Of course.
Yeah,
and it's a daily thing. It's not only when you're starting the business, but as you go along, you don't want to just spend money frivolously
Funnily enough, honestly, when it comes to sometimes I'm to the staff, what do you guys want? Are there any choices you want for the kitchen? There's stuff that I don't skip on, but if I can, especially at the start, why wouldn't you?
Yep.
So anyway, don't overspend at the start. That's see if you can get a private loan, and then the third option would be see if you can get an investor and have a company. So see if you can make a pitch. I don't know who to because I've never done it before, but a family friend or a relative, and see if they believe in your idea, they want to make some money, and So those are, it's bank loan, private loan, or
I think the bank loan is probably the most common trend that people would probably be experiencing. So I mean, when you're getting a bank loan, as you said, you want to kind of be able to prove that you can make money.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not easy, but starting to save from a young age, if you're young right now and you're hearing this or whatever, I mean, you hear it every day on social media that, save a money every week, but it's a serious thing. It doesn't only give you the ability to, buy what you want or open what you want or do what you want, but it also gives you the ability to start dreaming. I think money, it's you don't people say don't focus on the money. It's not all about the money, but it's the truth, in my opinion, that you do need money to live your dream.
I mean, the older I get, the more I'm the more it's not the money, it's what potential it has. You know what I mean? I'm pretty much paraphrasing you. It's not the money, it's the
impact.
Yeah, it's the impact, right? So I think when I was young, I was I think I guess when you live with your parents and food spawns in front of you and shit just happens around you, but you don't really understand it, right? So you have this really idealistic perspective.
I love that food spawns in front of you.
You just expect it, you come home, come home from school and the food pops up. I guess when you get older and you got fucking I'm sure when you have kids it's even more stressful, but you gotta, there's just shit's stuff's expensive, and then you realize the value of it a lot more when you have responsibilities.
Totally.
So
totally.
But I didn't go through the bank loan route, so I can't actually. That's not something I can touch on. But my grandma helped us a lot, and I'm super thankful for it. So shout out to Babushka.
Babushka?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I've seen pictures of her. It was on the story. Your number one fan. She was wearing the whole thing. That's your mom. That's your mom. Sorry.
No, don't miss her.
No. Yeah. Well, that's your mom. She looks like a G2.
She like wears like double Applehead merch. So like she's like, and then she's like, I'm totally not his mum. I just love Applehead. Yeah.
Actually, the one that I saw your grandma, I think. Fucking correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, this is is the hot. She's in the hot sandwich
Yeah,
car.
that's my grandma.
That's your grandma.
Yeah.
And you got the gangster music going.
Yeah, that's my grandma.
That's a G. I mean, dude, your skits are great.
Yeah,
I fucking
thank
love your
you,
skits,
man.
and I show your skits to people, and you know, people respect it not only from the industry, from outside the industry as a customer.
Thank you,
Because you know, you kind of have created this. I guess it's happening a lot more than it ever has, but you know, creating a connection through social media and using your creative process to, you know, share your business and share your opinions and, you know, connect with the community. So how do you kind of get your creative juices flowing? And, you know, what inspired you to start doing that?
Yeah. I mean, that was totally Liz's idea. I think she was
Okay.
I didn't even, honestly, like, I got Instagram about a year ago. So, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't have TikTok. And so, like, I think I'm like, yeah.
She just gets you to be the main.
I'm like the fucking rag doll. Yeah.
She's the brains.
Yeah. No, but like she was the first person. I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty cool because like I think, yeah, we're all pretty creative people at Applehead, and like, yeah, I think that like first and foremost, it's a good day to break. It's a good way to break up the day to day. So like, I mean, you know, it's one of those ways to think outside the box, and like if we're pretty like egalitarian about it. If one of the staff have an idea for a reel, we'll just bang it out. So none of them are like really pre-scripted. Like we've never sat down and thought about it. So like the last one I did, we're on the way back from like, Liz was helping a friend, Sebi, who runs Sebi Scrolls at his cafe.
Okay.
On the way back, we're like, we should pop into Applehead and do a reel. Do you have any ideas? We thought of one in the car. We went to the cafe, went to BP and filmed the next shot. Went home and walked the dogs. That's the next shot. Went upstairs on the couch. That was the next shot.
Is this the one where you made the coffee and it wasn't right, or was that a different one?
Oh no, it was no.
And you were stressing about the coffee. Oh no, that's another one.
That's not. It was like it was the one where I was like, have you seen? It was like, is your coffee machine still on?
Yes.
And like we just integrated it into our day. So like all of our reels are just like pretty ad hoc. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like we don't force it as well. I think that's what makes it like we're pretty we're sometimes frequent, sometimes not.
Yep.
But if an idea pops up and there's staff a game, like we'll do it.
You got a dope team.
Yeah,
I gotta say, every time. Well, the first time I walked in, I was super fucking hung. I was like off my chop hungover.
For that.
But I got the meatball. And I couldn't digest it. I was like, I just can't have anything right now.
Yeah.
And then I gave it a miss for like a month, and then I went back, and then I think it was either you or Liz or someone just like greeted me with kindness and respect. And it's not often where you feel truly comfortable. And when I walked into Applehead, I immediately felt like I was friends with you. I wanted to talk to you whilst you were making coffees, as much as I knew that you were, you know, as much as I knew that you were gonna be busy, you know, or whatever. So how do you, I mean, a lot of people find it kind of tiring, but I guess that's part of the industry. But how have you been able to maintain relationships and, you know, connect with the community through the venue without feeling or without making it feel like it's a business front, you know, like, or it's just for business, you know? You've obviously truly got a passion for people.
I think so. I think that like, it's like there's a lot of factors. Like, I think that, I think that it's the money is a kicker for us, and the lifestyle it trumps it. And so like, I mean, we're not like super. I mean, margins are important, but like, I mean, we're there so much. We want to make sure that we're enjoying it first and foremost. And
As
like,
you should.
Yeah.
Preach.
And like I guess we hire. I mean, you can't work. I think there's an epidemic in hospitality right now where like there are front of house workers that don't like people. Like if you're working, the very nature of front of house is that you enjoy that game of tennis that you get from people. Like, you know, the banter, you know? So like, I think and at Applehead, we sort of like hire people based on temperament. And they're like, it's twofold. So it's like temperament, and it's like the excitement to learn a new skill or harness a new skill. So like, Yeah, so like if you don't like people, like we just would prefer you not work at Armadale. Honestly, I think that's like the base for us.
That is
and, like,
it.
We don't, and if you don't, you're probably a chef.
Probably.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
probably.
mean that like respectfully, but like that's, and I don't mean that like in a mean way. It's just like it's just the nature of the job. It's like working in like music but hating.
Sound.
It's like if you're talking to people all day, every day, if you don't like people as a very base, you're pretty much like in the wrong job. Like, like that's like our first, that's our first prerequisite. And I think like after that, everything just works, you know, because there's like, it's not deliberate. Like it just happens naturally. But that's like, if you like people and you enjoy being around them, I think that's what makes.
And that's how I feel when I'm there. That's how I feel when I'm there.
Yeah.
And even it's not just you and Liz. It's, you know, everyone. Kenny, Jasper.
Yeah.
You know, all of the front of house
We're
staff.
so lucky, man. Honestly.
And I mean, I've noticed. You know, I go down your Instagram and I'm looking. I'm like, fucking, this person worked here 4 years ago or 3 years ago. Like, how have you done that? I mean, in a world today where staff retention isn't, like, I think 65 or 70% of staff in a venue stay for 6 months or less.
Yeah,
6 months or less.
Wild. Yeah.
How crazy is that,
that's
man?
crazy.
And I mean, I don't know if that's in Australia. I saw it's either in Australia or in the world, but 6 months or less.
Yeah.
I think that stat was definitely impacted by COVID at the time.
Yeah.
But it's still crazy to think that so many people don't see it, or possibly don't see it as a good career, you know?
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. And that's why I'm passionate about this show, man.
Yeah.
I'm passionate to show people that it is about like longevity and that it's not a dead-end career. And that you can have this fun that you talk about.
Yeah.
You know, you might, for instance, I'm not speaking about anyone in particular, but you might not make riches, but you're living and you got a good lifestyle that you're happy with. That's what it's about. It's about meeting people and sharing and experiencing and helping, and I find it beautiful. I find it beautiful.
I think that's the cool thing about hospitality. Like if you're like a venture capitalist, I think that it's like, if you read The Barefoot Investor, like I read it ages ago, but I remember him saying that restaurants are a really bad investment. So if you're like a venture capitalist, don't open up a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
But if you love what you do and you're passionate about it, it's the fucking best. Like it's so fun.
Yep. I mean, going on as well. Let's move on to Bar Savrin. So tell me a bit about how Bar Savrin kind of came about. And I know you're not really the face of Bar Savrin. It's kind of got its own identity. Compared to Applehead, Bar Savrin's got its own identity. You know, you don't kind of show your face on the social medias. It's not, you don't have the skits based. How did that come about?
I mean, so I guess me and Liz, me and Liz were always interested in the restaurant space, but like we didn't have A, the money, and B, the time to commit to it. And one of our friends, Hugh Sanderson, who owns The Custodian.
Where's The Custodian?
It's on South Road. It's in Moorabbin. It's just like a very it's like a cafe, but it's not your typical Melbourne cafe. Like he's worked in fine dining, and so he uses those same techniques, and like just like it's not very Avo smashy, you know. There's a lot going on.
There's layers,
man. Yeah, and anyway, so he liked what we did, and we liked his cooking, and he said we should open up a place, and we found Chris and Evan, and we found a venue, and we managed to make this dream like happen, and it's everyone had their own roles as such. Like me and Liz were we set up Applehead. We're really important, like getting tradies and like the whole logistics of setting it up, and like, you know, Hugh was teaching Liz how to cook, and I was, you know, working in front of house and hosting, yada yada.
Yep.
But like, the Instagram wasn't our job as such, but it does have its own identity.
It's an interesting spot. I mean, most venues you wouldn't recommend people to open a venue in the heart of an industrial section, you know, with minimal public transport. And I think that's pretty it's pretty risky. I think it's ballsy to take that jump or that leap of faith into something that you believe in. That isn't generic, you know, that isn't we'll do it in this suburb, right in the heart of the suburb, you know, blah blah blah. You're really you're really going out on a whim.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of were you there from the start with it?
Yeah.
So how did you kind of make the decision, or how did you and your business partners make the decision that going into the industrial area was good? You know, what were the pros and cons of the industrial area?
I mean, like, so there was a kitchen set up, and so we it was all ready to go. So you didn't. I mean, a canopy and a grease trap in this day and age cost like $70,000, and that's not even the beginning, right? So like, if you have like a pre-existing space and with a food permit, it's transferable, yada yada. That's really important. The rent's a bit cheaper in an industrial space. It's easier to get a liquor license in an industrial space. And like, fourth thing is like in Moorabbin, in like the city of Kingston, having a busy venue in an industrial area is not unprecedented. Like, you have Fat Bob's busy, big little pig.
That's true. That's true.
So like, it's not like we
Fat Bob's is dope.
We set the precedent, you know. So it was a business model that worked for other people, and so we didn't really feel like we were stepping into the dark as such, because we saw other restaurants do well, but we knew it was like different in the sense that like it was going to be very e-commerce. So very going to be like, not e-commerce, sorry, but like it was digital media. And digital marketing. And because we didn't have a high street for people to walk through and see us, we had to capture that through like an online presence.
You want people getting in the Ubers there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, because obviously Uber's massive, but for so many, public transport is kind of, that's where it's at, you know?
What's that?
Did you finish your drink, mate? Do you want some of mine? Yeah, but
I looked at you, I'm like, is that okay?
Of course it's okay. Mate, you can lick the inside, mate.
So many jokes, but like, I won't go there.
Yeah, finish it off, mate. Lick the rim. No, but what I was saying was that, getting back on topic, we were talking about the Uber.
Yeah.
So many people kind of rely on public transport to get to venues these days, because obviously you want to have a glass of wine or two or three and be able to get on a train and go home.
Yeah.
But I guess with the rise of Uber, you know, and the accessibility of that for people all across Melbourne, all across the city, you can access anyone. If you can reach them and inspire them on social media, you can get them in an Uber.
I mean, we live in the suburbs, man. Like, I fucking Uber everywhere. Unfortunately, like, you have to sometimes. Like,
totally.
Yeah.
And you guys I went once to Bar Savern.
Yeah.
It was like a Tuesday night. You had like a $45 set menu or $50 set menu.
Yeah.
That was fucking good, man.
Thank you.
Honestly, that was like...
Not me. Like,
the chefs, you know, props to all the chefs and the people behind that. But that was a beautiful, beautiful board of food that we experienced. And the cocktail was good. And, it was a really nice date night. I went with Mia.
Thank you,
So Mia and I went out and had a really beautiful one. So
thanks so much.
It's cool, man. It's cool. And I mean, moving on, we've got weekly specials at Applehead that I wanted to touch on. So, you know, every week you really push a new special. You've either got like you did a birria sandwich a few weeks ago, and I fucking wish I got that.
Yeah.
But, you know, every week you got something new.
Yeah.
How do you kind of manage to prepare that? Because I know that a week is a short time.
Yeah.
To prepare an idea and to actually execute an idea within a week, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of get your ideas? Do you kind of look at other venues? Do you kind of look at what's trending at the moment?
Yeah.
How do you find that?
I mean, for me, like, again, I don't really jump on, apart from the business, I don't jump on social media too much.
Yep.
So like, from like the last special. So what we do is like, we rotate the specials. So we're not that strict about it. So like, Heath, who's one of our chefs, he might think of one, and then Alex might, and Liz is like, I really want to do the next one. But like, it's not that.
It's not a process. It's not a set process.
If someone wants to do one 2 weeks in a row that they're really excited about, that's fine. And so like, we just. I don't know how
Take turns.
I don't know how the other guys think of them. That's actually a good question, because like, I've never asked them that.
They probably do. They probably go online and they see it might not be a sandwich, but it could be like the birria tacos, which are, by the way, birria tacos. Get your fucking ass on them, because they are so good.
That was Kenny. So Kenny's like to Liz, we should do birria tacos as a special. Liz is like, all right, like this stuff's kind of hard to find because there's all these like local chilies.
The chilies are impossible to find.
Yeah. So she had to go shopping for them, and then she ended up cooking it because like she sort of, after reading about it, she's like, all right, I think I know what to do now. And so that was Kenny's pitch. So like, yeah, even if the front of house staff don't like cook per se, it's like we just, if you have an idea, we will take it, we'll listen to you. Like, if there's something, if there's a way you can like, if we can run our shop better, and even if you're like, it's your second week, we're not going to patronize you. We're like, we're here to understand, we're here to make this place better. And if you can contribute to that, that's amazing. So like, Kenny thought of it, Liz put it together, and it was really good.
I really respect that. I really respect that, because that's what I try and push here at Hawker. Is no matter how new you are, no matter your experience, if you have ideas, share them. And if you want to help the business in any way, share your ideas. Help create cocktails for the next menu. Help get let those juices flow. Get excited and inspired. And I was actually thinking that, I forgot to mention it before, but I really respect how, team orientated you guys are, with the skits, going on the skits and saying that you use the skits to, break up the day. That's not really a good business. A lot of people might argue that that's not a good business decision, to be paying people to come up with these things and to spend time and money on people working on these skits that might not do anything. But I really respect the way that you've taken a step back and you've kind of let go of the idea that it's all about the money you're spending on them, but it's the idea that you're inspiring and exciting the staff. And that is how you have managed to retain your staff. I mean, that's one of the ways.
I think so. Like, I don't think, we were them. I don't know. That's true. We don't, maybe it's like not incredibly efficient. But like, and it's not like, but
maybe
like,
you spend $50 on wages to have them do that.
Yeah, but like, do you know what? Like, me and Liz, we're at the back, and we hear like, sometimes we're in the kitchen. I'm rarely in the kitchen because I hate when I'm there. But like, let's just say I'm in the kitchen. I can hear the front of house staff pissing themselves, and they're clearly piss fighting around. There's something so like nice about it. I love the fact that they're at our shop having a good time, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I don't think it works like all about efficiency. It's definitely a big part of it, but it's not all of it, And like, it's just having a very balanced approach to your day. And like, I give myself the same credence, and Liz as well. Like, obviously, I think we all deserve to not be under the pump all day.
I respect that, and honestly, that's inspiring to me, because I'm being a new manager, it's hard for me to kind of differentiate what's right and wrong. So, having that mindset, which I kind of do, is that constant efficiency kind of mindset. I think I've just got to take a step back. I think so many people probably do as well.
I'm not good at that. Like, Liz is very good at, like, she has this, like, I think I'm relatively emotionally intelligent. She's on this like freakish level of like, and she's just like, who are you? What do you need? What do you want? Let's make this happen, and let's make this the great experience for you. And like, she does that with all of our staff. I think she's very good at making work light but serious. Like, for whatever reason, like, somehow, like, everything's fucking stocked up all the time. Everything's prepped up as much as humanly possible. But it's not like we're drones, We're not just like... And like, she has this like amazing way of like telling the staff off. So like, if the staff are like really like taking the piss, like she'll walk up to them and in this real Kath and Kim way, like, it'll be like, what's going on here? And like, she's just got a good way of like...
Oh, that's so cool.
Like, breaking the ice. Because like, you don't...
I respect that, bro.
You still want the staff to do their job, because you're there to like... You're there for the customer. It's not you guys having a great time. The customer walks into that and like, feels like your world's apart. It's like, you still have a job to do, but like, she's very good at like...
I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that, because I kind of come in, I'm going, what the fuck are you doing, guys? I try to balance the...
It's hard. I'm probably in the same boat, man. Like, I struggle with that, but like, I think that as you'll like, I've gotten Yeah, I don't know.
practice, and she knows what to do.
She's got it going on, man.
So,
Like,
emotionally intelligent. I mean, you said how before you said that everything's always stocked, and she's the one that's kind of running that shit.
Yeah.
Like that kind of. She's the
matriarch, the head honcho.
Yeah,
like,
she's the head honcho. You
Yeah.
know. So in the future,
Yeah.
and this is a topic that I really wanted to kind of dive deep a little bit on today, was like the future of automation
Yeah.
in the industry. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't done too much research, and I don't know what your opinion or knowledge is about it, but you know, down the line, people are going to be made redundant in the industry because there's going to be machines that they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
What's kind of your opinion? I mean, in a toasty shop, I'm trying to think of what would be impacted.
Yeah.
You know, people or machines could probably make a toasty.
Yeah.
They could probably perfectly time it. They
Yeah.
could probably send it down a sliding belt to the guest.
Yeah.
You know, but why is that? In my opinion, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
What's your opinion?
My opinion is like, I guess, I mean, we live in a, like, we're social animals. I feel
Yep, we're social animals.
Yeah, I feel like fundamentally, a coffee is a very easy thing to make at home. You'll in the long run, and this is a bad like business thing to say, you'll save money. You know, if you get a coffee machine and a grinder, they're not expensive. You can get a good one. You can get like a Rantillo or even the Breville's. Like they're great, but
Don't come to Applehead Deli.
yeah, don't like don't spend money at my shop. No, but legit though, and everyone knows it. Like that's the thing.
that's
Like
the
everyone
thing.
knows you can go, but like I think I think a large part of why you go somewhere is not the food and the coffee is. I think what's more important, and I think a lot of hospitality owners like debate this, but like I think that like the atmosphere and how you feel there trumps everything
That's
else.
what you're paying
like,
for.
I think that's what you're paying for, and
Yep.
I think that's fundamentally why automation will never work in the hospitality sector because that's bleak. Like
I mean, it will for the fast food venues that
Yeah.
really the places that you go for the food.
True.
You
Yeah,
know, like
you're
you're not
for the vibe.
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, unless you're playing on the playground, but that doesn't involve
Yeah.
that doesn't involve
I
staff.
still don't have a playground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course,
yeah.
man. I was on the slide last week.
Of course you were. Yeah. True.
No, but you know, I don't go to Macca's for the customer service. I go for a fucking Big Mac.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
I fucking love Macca's, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, like, I
I'm
think
trying to stay off it, man.
Yeah, we all are. Like, yeah, I don't eat it all the time, but like, I think it cops a lot of flack. I think people that like are a little bit too hoity-toity are like, yeah. As a place
It's
for
not
heart.
that. It doesn't taste great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but like, you don't. It's like it is what it is, you know, and that's the beauty of it. You know what you're gonna get, and anyway,
Totally.
Yeah.
But that's exactly it. I think venues like that, fast food, and there's even, you know, you go to Southland Food Court.
That's an
or like
interesting
you go to a
one.
food court, and I feel like those types of jobs and those types of roles are going to be impacted.
Interesting.
But
yeah.
I feel like when there's a venue or a vibe or a feeling,
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be,
Yeah.
you know, forever.
It's sure.
Yeah.
Like practical food, right?
Totally. Man, I'm so happy that you've come in today,
Thanks for having me.
and it's been in the making for a couple months, and you've been behind me on this idea for a while, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
I want to touch on the future real quick. What's the future of Denis looking like? You know, what's the future of Applehead and Denis and Liz, the Denis and Liz Chronicles?
I think that I don't know. We're just we're enjoying the ride. We don't there's so many. There's people that open up venues and they think it's like a numbers game, or there's people that I don't know. I think my focus right now is Applehead, and I think Applehead hasn't reached its market cap or full potential, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And I still think it has room to grow. I think that we were talking about fast food. I think that Applehead has a bit of a fast food model. I want people to come back and know that they're getting a meatball. They can go away for 6 months and know that this reliable, comfortable, and comforting place that they can
That's
rely
cool, man.
on. And I don't know if it has to change in that respect, but I still think that more people need to know about it, and I still think that, every day we'll get a customer that's like, how long have you been here? It's my first time. So it's making the business grow. But I think Liz is Armenian, and there's sort of Armenia is in this bridge between the Middle East and the Soviet Union.
Okay.
And ex-Soviet Union, and like the food's very Middle Eastern, and she wants to open up a Middle Eastern restaurant.
Beautiful.
In Kingston, because it's like a little underrepresented, and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
loves it.
I
and
totally agree.
Yeah. So I think that's the next goal, but when that's gonna be, I don't know. But yeah, I think like the 2 businesses is enough for now, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, man. No, well, guys, thanks for tuning in, and Dennis, again, thank you for being here, and you know, cheers to us with an empty glass. We both finished it off.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we
there's
can
a
cheers
little
it.
bit left.
I'll- All right, guys.
having me, man.
Pleasure. And I'll see you guys next week. All right. So, peace.